All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Canvas. And when we go to Canvas, we're just going to go to English 12B classwork. And when we go to Canvas and we check out our classwork, we're on week 4. So we're going to go to week 4 because it is January 11th. So you can just check the dates, week 4. And when we go to week 4, definitely make sure that right away when we go, we start from the top, look down, figure out what we're supposed to do today. Our goal today is to make sure that all of our resources that we have, we're going to gather them. We're going to do stuff with them, and we're going to apply it to our essay. So that's something that we're going to do today. That's the first thing. We're going to look at the strengths and limitations of each of our sources in terms of task, purpose, and audience. We're going to try to integrate information into our own writing. We're going to try to avoid plagiarism or over-relying on one source. And that is why I asked you to get 6 sources for this current essay. Because we need to try to write an essay using multiple sources so then we have enough to write about this big topic using many different resources. And then the other thing that we're going to do is make sure that we're always using proper conventions of writing with language arts. So capitalizations, punctuation, spelling, and writing. So that's what we're pretty much covering completely 100% today. Also, you need to check out Monday and Tuesday's journal if you haven't already. Today, I just want us to try to figure out what to do with the title of our essay. So that's step 1 of today, is figuring out, what is our title of our essay? Do we have a title of our essay? Mine is the title of Beyonce's second album. Low-key, I probably could get maybe in minor trouble for plagiarizing, but I feel like because it's the name of one of her albums and I'm quoting it, I can use it as the title of my essay. Because it's just an example. You know, Beyonce might not sue me, but I also want to have some integrity and make sure that I'm, putting some quotes around the name. Because I Am Sasha Fierce is not something I created. But I do want you to come up with your own title for your essay. Because what we're going to do with our essays is add the title to a title page that starts the beginning of our essay. So if you could go back to the main page and take a little look at your essay by clicking the link. Now, if you haven't been here and you haven't really worked much on your essay, everybody should have a file for you to open. So whether that file has an essay or not, you should still open it. Because when we look at just a plain one, no essay. Like I said before, we're writing our essay under each of these headings. I also wanted you to change these headings. So like my subtopic 1 would be childhood. This one would be girl groups. And solo career. Those would be mine. And what I want to do is I want to create a title page for my essay. So what I'm going to do next is go right to where the top of my page is. I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to go down to this break because we're going to make a page break. So now I have this top page. I can go to middle of my page. Put I am at the top, Sasha Fierce. By Jeremy Ingen, which is me. I am in English 12. For some reason, the bold and underline locks are on, so if you have to undo that, please do so. But hi, Jeremy Ingen, who's me, English 12, B is the class, and we'll put the date of when our essay is due, which is technically tomorrow, which is the 12th. So I'm going to put 1/11/22. Or if you want, you could also put January 11th, 22. That's my title page. I want to bring it down a little bit, just so it's more in the middle. If it brings my essay down a little bit, I'll just bring it back up. And just make sure that if you make a mistake with anything, you could always hit the back button. So I have my title page. I am Sasha Fierce. It's in quotes. That's my title, and it's a title that's not even mine. It's an album name of Beyonce. So I'm going to put in quotes. If perhaps I came up with my own name, like Beautiful Beyonce, like maybe that's the title of my name, of my essay, I would put it in bold but italicize it. Beautiful Beyonce. But I do like I Am Sasha Fierce, and because I do like that album, I'm going to use it for my title, for my essay. Now, I also have a works cited, which I'm going to use the example from my actual Beyonce essay that I wrote. And I'm going to go all the way down to where my works cited page is. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to go to Break. I'm going to do Section Break and see how is that any different from Page Break. Section Break. Oh, cool. It brought it all the way down. What if I did continuous? I wouldn't do anything, so I wouldn't want to do that. But let's say I was like, oh, what do I do? I must stop. I made a mistake. Just hit the back button. If I just make a page break. Same effect as doing continuous. But we got to make a page break because we're trying to drop our works cited page on its own page. I have 8 sources because I wrote an essay where I felt like I needed 8 sources. You only need 6, but I used 8. And what I also want you to pay attention to is how I want you to create this page. There is a format, and I want you to make sure that you pay attention to the format. All right? Now, with each resource, we can kind of just compare and contrast how they all look. So like 1, 2, and 3, we can tell that some of them are different. Like this first one says biography.com editors. And typically when we do our MLA format for putting a citation, we start out with whoever wrote the source. Sometimes it might just be like a website though, like encyclopedia.com. And it's not like an article that someone wrote. So it might be a little difficult to figure out like who is the author. But typically the author will go first of who wrote your source. Again, like biography.com, because it's a website, it was just like some editor. It doesn't really actually have like a specific person. I can choose or decide to keep or not keep this. Like maybe I don't really care about people knowing about it, like assuming that people just know that it was an editor from this website, biography.com, but it is good to put who wrote it if we can figure out the source. It then follows by what the name of the actual source is, and that's always going to be in quotes, always. So first it is whoever wrote it. Then it is the actual name of the source in quotes. Then it is the title of that source. Like, what is the name of the source? Like, Los Angeles Times is a newspaper. Encyclopedia.com is a website. Biography is a website. It's also like, they even have a biography channel where they have TV episodes about someone's biography. So it's like a whole company. Insider is a magazine. So that is italicized. So that's when it's slanted. Italic. It's very similar to being in quotes, but because we already have the title of your source in quotes, we can't do the same thing with the title of the source. So that has to be in italics. And then it's going to follow by just the actual www dot, the actual URL of your source. Just copy and paste that. And then what our lovely generator will do, it'll tell us and add in the day that we accessed that website based on just our history. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to one of my sources because I told everybody to save all your sources, bookmark them. I'm going to just Command C. I'm going to copy and paste this right into there. Now if I had a book or a journal or video, it would be different. Website. If for some reason it doesn't work for you by just copying and pasting, you can also do it manually. If you can figure out like the title, the publisher, the website name, yada, yada, yada. If you need help with it, just let me know. Because this is really easy. Again, what I'm doing is I'm just copying my source, the URL, and I'm just going right here, and I'm pulling this up, and I'm clicking it. And there you have it. All I'm going to do is I just copy and paste it right into my source. Now if I had that for here, I would go works cited. Now it is a little funky, so I have to change this highlight to none. I gotta change it because it's centered. I have to unbold it and underline it. And if I still feel like maybe wrong size, voila, looks perfect. So add a 1, and now you know that's my first source. And if for some reason the formatting is off, that's okay. Like if I backspace it, it's just going to keep doing it, and you can't really control it. So it is what it is. But just kind of let Google Docs and your computer just kind of let it do what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be a computer. It's going to think for you. So copy and paste. The only thing it's not going to do for you is put this in the correct format. So you do have to change it again by highlighting it, changing this highlight to none, bringing this font down to 11, and it was bold and underlined before, so just make sure that everything is just really simple and clean. That's what we want. And if you have questions, just let me know. Rewatch this video. I just want all this to be very simple. 6 sources at the bottom. There should be a page break. Because this title page and this works cited page should hug your essay, which should be beautifully written. And we're going to peer review a sample essay today, just so we can kind of get an idea of what the final expectation for our final draft is, which we can all find by checking out the rubric, which the rubric is something that I'm passing out today for today's assignment. But it's also right here. So today, after we are done watching this video and making sure that we added a title page, added a works cited page, and just kind of have a general understanding of how to use that MLA generator, citation generator, we're going to follow suit by doing this activity where we're going to make sure that we understand what the final expectation for our essay is when we submit it through Canvas.